severely depressed, having hideous nightmares, and I thought HIV had gotten to my brain.
Had a period where I was isolated in my apartment for 12 years.
You know, I was really isolated. Just really, really isolated.
AIDS is much bigger than just the virus and what it's done to our bodies, but it's about the way it decimated our communities and our lives. I coined the term AIDS survivor syndrome to describe something that I had lived through and had nobody around to tell me what it was. Nobody was telling me, oh, this was about the trauma of surviving the AIDS epidemic. I kind of felt like I had lived through a war. When I moved in here in '86, it was like being dropped into a war zone. I mean, you would see healthy, gorgeous men for a while on the street and say hello, and then you see them in a wheelchair or a walker, and then you see their obituary in the BAR. My lover, Gary Libo, we were together for 2 years. He died in 1999, and he was in the hospital, in and out of the hospital for 8 or 9 months. And then at some point he opened his eyes and he looked at me and he said, "Do you know how much I love you?" And I said, "Yeah, baby, I know. I love you too." And then he closed his eyes, and then I started talking to him about, it's okay to go.
Yeah, it moves me when I talk about that. That's still, the emotions are still not good. Through the 1980s, I had that community of friends die. So in the 90s, I had a different set of friends, and they started to die, and that hit me really hard. Then I became isolated.
Being positive, you think maybe you're dirty or not, you know, and people are not going to stay there with you. When I do my yoga, that's when I feel like I'm really doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I always say, you guys give me so much more than I could ever give to them. Bringing these people in, seeing the same group of people every week, you know, that you see them in class and then you see them on the street and all of a sudden you have a friend, you know, you're making friends. We go and march the parade routes.
I've been at 11 bedside deaths of my friends who aren't here to celebrate Pride. My living on and being a full, successful, happy life is a celebration in spirit of them and for my friends always. I carry them in my heart and I keep them alive by telling their stories and by remembering them.
I often think about this journey, and I don't think of it in terms of travel, but I think of it in terms of connecting with people. We're all in it together. The Liz Pay for the 50-plus group, some others, has allowed me to kind of be human again and socialize and be a whole person.
My spirituality comes from community. What I found was that in telling my story to audiences and to groups of people and in publications, that others have been helped by it. I want to help them tell their stories. But if I can get up and tell my story in a way that they relate to, it makes them feel like they're less alone.
People who help other people are happier, healthier people.